It's still weird having to clarify it.
Yes, yes. I do also wonder who had right of first selection. I'm sure we'll be told that in a moment. G2 going to ban out the mouth fight. On SK's side, it is going to be possibly... we'll see what ban it is. G2 had first pick and SK decided to go on red side. So G2 picked first pick, SK went red. Thank you, guys. This is how we like to see it. It's the easiest way for us to remember. Poppy is the next ban.
So imagine G2 probably going to end up banning away the Jayce away from skins, with already the focus on the Malphite, the Unara as well. So it still, to me, feels like G2 high priority on like the Azir and the kind of the bog standard picks. The only one that I'm unsure on is whether they try to bait leader into taking the Rise because they're comfortable playing the Anivia in response. But we'll have to see how that one pans out since G2 do have first pick.
That they do. Yanara and Rumble, their next two bans. Mundo taken away by SK. Last time G2 went 0-3 was spring 2025. They also went 1-2 in winter 2025. So it's not too uncommon an occurrence for them. They did manage to make it into the finals in both of those splits, although they did lose those finals. So we'll see what they can manage to do with the Varus as the final ban. G2 having this first pick. Is it just going to be looking towards the mid lane? Azir, Rise still up.
Aphelios still up and available if that's your high priority as well.
Jayce as well.
Jayce, true.
Let's see where G2 decide to go. As we have the happy birthday, dear BrokenBlade, ringing out in the studio. It is going to be a Jayce first pick. Very flexible. Can go in 3 different roles, usually top or jungle, mostly jungle these days, but can always be flexed into that mid lane.
Yeah, and I'm curious if we just have the Ambessa taken on the opposite side, or if you want to try and go for something like the Wukong that we've actually seen come out from SkewMond on the opposite side. Again, like, I think there's just so much flexibility in these drafts, and still teams trying to figure out how they want to try and approach things. But yeah, I think maybe you're feeling a little bit more comfortable here as leader to go for something like the Rise, but I still think when you have a Anivia and the potential to try and play from long range with the Jayce, and the slowdowns from the Anivia, I think opting in towards the Rise early could be a mistake.
Yeah. There's so much threat on you as well, right? As you say, you could go for the Anivia, you can go Vi to Leo, and then the Rise, who is low mobility, can get caught out pretty easily. Instead, Vi Corki here for SK, picking themselves a strong AD carry who has a huge amount of damage with the crit changes, and his passive gets all that extra damage coming out from that bot lane carry. G2 now probably looking towards their AD carry as well, thinking, how do we deal with Corki? Well, we play at range. And Ezreal does that incredibly well, as does Varus, but Varus banned out by SK earlier.
Do you end up just hard locking the support, or do you actually, just going to immediately go for the Cassante for BrokenBlade? So I thought they'd actually try and go for either the support pick or the mid lane pick here, so maybe just take something like an Orianna, something that's a little bit more safe in that mid lane, and you can be fine, or opt in towards, as you're saying, the Talia or the Rise yourself. But neither side actually opting in towards the mid lane pool here, it looks like. Because SK could have gone for the Rise, banned away Anivia, banned away Orianna, things are in the Cassiopeia, things are a little bit of a pain, but much more focus on towards that top lane matchup.
And it's going to be the Ambessa for Wonder, answering into that Cassante for BrokenBlade. Something we saw him on a ton last year was this Cassante. Very good at just being that meat shield on the front line whenever his team needs it. Wouldn't be surprised if SK decide to pick their mid laner last, give like strong counter pick over to leader if he does want to go for one of those melee carries, although obviously we have seen him play the Victor and the Rise so far, so it seems to be moving more towards those mages.
It is interesting to see though, because traditionally when we've seen Ambessa and Vi together, there has been something like an Ezreal that provides the true shot barrage over the top to kind of help with that DPS for whatever that backline that's been locked down is. But in this sort of situation, having the Corki, and unless you want to play something like Way in the mid lane, it feels like there's very few mid lane champions that can kind of provide that extra DPS from afar. So in this sort of situation, I think it becomes a little bit easier for an Ezreal to survive that big threat. And if Caps does end up opting to something, say, a little bit beefier in that mid lane, your target selection for SK isn't just as clear-cut, it feels like, with this Vi Ambessa.
There's so much range on G2's side, as you say. Like, Jayce can stand an absolute light year away. I mean, something like a Xerath is like, he has some good range, but you really don't want to be picking Xerath in the current meta. Azir Rise taken away by SK, Nico removed by G2 to try and negate some of Mickey's playmaking capabilities. I mean, Mickey could always look towards a Bard of his own if he does want to try and find those long-range catches.
There's also the potential to put the Corki mid, you take Kennen Actually, no, with the Ambessa, I suppose, yeah.
Yeah, the
I was going to
Ambessa
say,
kind
yeah,
of,
because you could go Corki mid and then go for Kyeahoo in that bottom lane. She does well into the Ezreal and has the opportunity to then shotgun herself into the back line to actually set up for some of these kills. So I think maybe that is actually your best bet here. And Kyeahoo has at least some AP damage in the mix to try and help out there.
We need to err on the side of that magic damage build if you are going to do that. Look for the Ginsus and Nashers if you want the extra attack speed from it. But for now, SK likely to look towards their support. Does mean you have to blind it. You could blind mid, but either way, you are giving either Labrov or Caps a good counter pick. I like the Bard. We talked about it a little bit in terms of getting that Tempered Fate from long range to get some of the lockdown for the follow-up. And there it is, Mickey's Bard locked in.
It also denies kind of a lot of the opportunities you'd like to, because Ezreal obviously doesn't really want an Enchanter in a lot of situations beside her, so you want to opt in towards things like the Rel, the Alistair, and Bard can do pretty well into a lot of those things. It also means that whoever is piloting, well, SkewMond, who's piloting this Jayce, more than likely is going to be under a lot of threat from the Bard now and an Orianna, so you now have the tools or the target selections you want on SK side with the way G2 have rented out the draft. And what does Labrov go for? Is it just Rel duty Nautilus? Yeah,
something with a bit of engage, something that can stand in front of your team and just eat up some of those Corki barrages, some of those missiles. And Nautilus kind of fits that bill. Also gives you, follow-up CC, Shockwave, Depth Charge. You have enough to get your Cassante in there whenever you need. And the hope is the poke from the Ezreal and the Jayce whittle the opponents down quickly enough that you can then follow up effectively. Where is Leader gonna go?
I wouldn't hate his Ziggs in this situation either, but I don't know if Yapa feels comfortable playing this. If you wanted to ship the
Ziggs bot,
yeah, Corki mid, but
Aurelion Sol. Okay. Scaling mid shouldn't be under too much threat from the Orianna, although with the clockwork wind up early, you don't want to be trading. So we'll see how effective Leader can be at getting those stacks up and moving around the map. Does have some range and has, we talked about follow-up on the Vi engage, definitely has that as well with the Astral Flight.
Yeah, and even the ultimate itself, right? That massive AoE once you do have Disguised Descent. So I like how SK have kind of like taken the dive and still have a lot of tools that can support it. And a lot of threat and setup thanks to Mickey on the Bard. On G2 side, it is a case of try and hunker down and hold back the defenses, because you've got two jungle and a mid who are very vulnerable to some of this engage, and it'll be on BrokenBlade to try and see if he can keep this onslaught off of his two carries.
Yeah, it just needs to be that meat shield on the front line. Really has to try and distract the enemy team. The risks for G2, low mobility in the mid lane, a Tempered Fate. If that Orianna's flash gets burned early, she is in for a world of hurts. And as we heard on the Analyst desk, the Analyst sofa area, I guess, Caps hasn't been performing to the expectations. And we had this a little bit last year, but I think this is a bit more of an egregious example. Teleporting to a minion in the mid lane, not having as much impact on the Anivia as he would like. As we get into the game, G2 versus G1.5, I'll say SK, for the final game of week 1 of LEC Versus.
Teleport opted into for Yop in the bottom side of the map, so wanting to see if he can get those push and look for the early resets. Probably imagining, honestly, that Ezreal was going to go for a TP here, but Leader... oh, he's got people on all sides.
Yeah, needs to be careful. Let's try and get out of here. Dredge line, dodges to the side of it, but is going to be forced away. Does have the teleport, so can get back into this lane if he needs to use it with full HP.
Not exactly how you would have liked to start off the lane. Cap's going to look to try and interrupt as well. Will he take a terror shot for it? No. But the TP being burnt this early, and you're going to lose out in the first few creeps as well. Not the best starts for Leader here.
Yeah, he's going to lose a couple of those first minions, as you say. Labrov and Hansama a little bit late to the lane, but able to get there with all 6 minions of that first wave surviving. So Leader in a little bit of a tricky spot, but with the Breath of Light should be able to farm himself up, trying to trade aggressively onto Caps here. Needs to get those charges off and does manage to do so. But now down to about 150 HP.
But Caps now is in a position where he can just look for the reset off the TP, right, and still keep up this pressure. So the aggressive trades, although they somewhat work out for Leader, not exactly going to work out in the long run.
One on the bot lane. Labrov hitting level 2 first, goes in with the hook. Mickey, Cosmic Binding, gets the slow phosphorus bomb for the follow-up, and Labrov definitely on the wrong side of that trade. Down to about 200 HP or so. Mickey and Yop are still very healthy. Leader once again backing in the mid lane. Doesn't have that teleport. It's a cannon wave, but even with the home guards, is going to lose a bunch here.
Yeah, this is a huge start for Caps. And a good call for him to just keep up the bullying when it came towards the mid lane, knowing that he would have had the XP advantage off of Leader missing the first few creeps, plus this TP advantage. Can honestly just run back again. So it's going to be now on SK to try and fix some of the issues here in this mid lane, see if they can burn a summoner spell on Caps and maybe buy some space for Leader.
I wonder here, trying to get this wave crashed in. BrokenBlade a little bit behind in terms of CS, but there are a few minions there for him to pick up. Does lose one, dashes forward. Let's see if he can catch out the previous G2 top. Labrov going in here, gets the staggering blows down. Good arcane shift from Hans for a little bit more damage. They did have to invest the heal, but was used on the other side as well as Mickey down a couple of those Caretaker Shrine. Caps just going to chase Leader down here. Who's trying to build up those stacks, will be slowed on the Astral Flight. Almost goes down. If you're using that Breath of Light as you're flying away, you do fly slower.
But Caps has been relentless. It was level 2 to level 4, and Caps is saying, what the hell are you doing in my lane? Just walks at him, using the command dissonance to get that speed up and using the auto attacks. And now Skeens, you can see, trying to see if he can wrap around in towards this mid lane. But Labrov in a decent spot here to just cover the mid lane pressure.
On his way across as well. I have to remember, like, Caps made his name in the EU Challenger Series on Aurelion Sol. He was the guy picking up quadra kills on this. He was the guy having those montage plays, so he knows exactly what this pick's all about, knows exactly how to really punish it in the lane, and has been doing exactly that. 400 gold ahead, 500 now, as he does pick up another plate. And Leader will be able to get a couple of these minions for himself. BrokenBlade looking for a little bit of a proxy, as kind of knows Skeens on the bottom side. Will be able to catch this wave, and forces Wonder to farm underneath this tower.
Skeens is going to have to make some magic happen, because just off that mid lane, things are not going to look good. And I think you can rely as SK on Yoppa, especially as he hits Triforce, to kind of be that mid game. But Leader really needs some help. So for Skeens, it's, hey, can we try and make any sort of play mid? And you just look at the minimap. It's just this rotating. Oh no!
SkewMond accelerated shock blast. Leader does still have the flash. Caps almost taking him down. But once again, Leader, it's Caretaker Shrines, it's low HP, it's everyone trying to cover for it.
But it's Caretaker G2. You just get this rotating door of, oh, it's Labrov's turn in mid, okay, he leaves, now it's SkewMond's turn in mid. They just want to make sure Caps can keep this up, and there is no interaction. It's actually really well orchestrated by G2 to defend the advantage that they have here.
And Leader now at the point where he puts down that Singularity, tries to clear out the way, going in with the Astral Fly as they flash on the Caps! You just can't save him enough. Mickey and Skeens come in. A 3v1 in the end. Mickey not even picking up the assist, but SK on the board first, and immediately G2 are like, okay, well, Mickey's not here. We have to go in onto Yoppa.
Yeah, Yoppa taking a bit of a step too far up there, position so Labrov could get the hook from the bush, but still, huge kill in the mid lane. The fact it went to Leader as well, closing that gold lead, getting a good timing reset here as well for a Leader. He desperately needed that help.
Caps will get back into the lane, but the gold swings slightly in Leader's favor. Hans Summer looking for the plate down here, didn't get that extra auto attack in that he needed to secure it. And if you haven't been watching the EU LCS or the LEC for that long, you might wonder as Labrov lands the hook onto Yoppa, forces him low, Mystic shot hits. The Cosmic Binding a little bit too late there for Mickey. It's G2 get on the board in this game. Caps looking for a chase here, does have the shockwave. At level 6 already hit. BrokenBlade looking for Wonder off towards the top side. Astral Flight away from Leader in the mid lane, gets him to safety. Wonder now has 6 of his own. BrokenBlade did go all out. We'll just use that to clear out the wave now. Meanwhile, SkewMond is on the Drake, and doesn't look like there's going to be too much of a contest from SK.
Caps using the shockwave in the mid to get the damage that he needed, and with Yoppa back in base, they're going to back away. Mickey, lucky that he hit the sidestep. High support incoming.
Yeah, but SkewMond should just be able to walk his way out of this one. And does do so. So in the end, much ado about nothing as the Drake is secured. Mickey goes in with the Magical Journey. Trying to catch out his former mid laner. Can't quite connect.
So though, it's kind of G2 playing off of good advantages. I mean, Labrov has been on point, but getting his hooks onto Yoppa, getting the Dragon off the back of it. And now you got Hansama that's in a decent spot. Getting up towards that Triforce is going to be crucial to just having that same pressure when you get in towards this mid game. And I think as G2, you're relatively happy with the way this early game has gone.
Yeah, you definitely are. You can see both the supports really want to try and get into some of these skirmishes and these battles with the double refillable. One on either side means that you don't want to be buying all the health potions, but you know you're probably going to need that little top-up from time to time. Labrov looking for leader here, who has no flash. Mickey trying to block the hook, but just short of hitting leader anyway. So Mickey just trades a few auto attacks onto Labrov.
Yeah. This is the most I've seen supports in the mid lane this entire split. So probably relatively happy that there's none of that nonsense with the supports debuffing your lane anymore.
Oh, yes. Lane swap detected.
Yeah.
Please leave the area.
Oh, leader.
Yeah, this is not great for leader. Flash Shockwave pulls him back and Caps finds it. We'll call it a solo kill, but there was a lot of assistance from Labrov and SkewMond to make sure that one happens.
He did it by himself like a just one baby. It's paying dividends again. Like, so Caps is now going to be in a really strong spot. He's opting in towards a more aggressive build as well. It seems like this hasn't gone for the tier.
Yeah.
So going to be doing a lot of damage. You've got at least decent-ish setup for a lot of these fights as well, because you want Wunder and Skeens and everyone kind of jumping in onto the back line. So you're almost guaranteed to be hitting 2 people with a shockwave as well. And also just the fact that you're accelerated towards items like Zhonya's Hourglass, or at least don't feel as punished for opting in towards the Zhonya's Hourglass, is going to be really nice for Caps in this sort of match.
Definitely is. G2 with that 1,000 gold lead. Skins has started up the grubs. I think this might be a take one and done sort of situation for him. Depends if SkewMond decides to contest. With Mickey across and knowing that Labrov is on the bot side, seems like Skins decides maybe 2 is the way to go. BrokenBlade is moving down from top, but in the end, G2 aren't actually going to contest. So with a smite for the 3rd, Skins secures the neutral objective for SK.
So though, with Mickey moving this much, Yappa has definitely taken a hit. Obviously, the kill has lost him a little bit of that CS, but consistently not being able to contest, and the wave has let Hansama push in a lot. And I think at this stage, SK, it's kind of like, well, we're losing mid, we're also now losing bot. Wunder isn't really getting any sort of advantage on the top side, and they keep trying to put out fires, I think, rather than trying to create one in G2 side. And this is where G2 are pretty happy. Like, this sort of composition where SkewMond is getting to farm up, he can look to poke from afar as this game goes on, and you just kind of get to play around these choke points with things like the Shockwave is going to work out great for G2.
Yeah, G2 really want to get to 2-3 items. And if they can get there even or slightly ahead as they are at the moment as the cease and desist comes in, Labrov looking for the hook. Temper Fate not going to be used as of yet as Mickey's yet to hit the 6, but there's the Shockwave. And you talked about it, Dagda. They all go into the meat grinder. They are cut to ribbons by G2. It's 3 on the play, 5-1 now for G2.
There was nothing there for SK, and honestly, that felt like the Hail Mary play. They could see the way that this game was going and threw everything that they could. And G2, glove in hand, caught it handily. And they're going to go right home about that.
Huge advantages now for G2. We'll have another look at this. Skeens is like, oh, we can catch, let's go in, but they just don't know Labrov's there.
But it's also, as you say, the interrupt from Labrov is perfect. Gets on towards leader, denies any sort of follow-up. The ult from leader doesn't even really connect onto key targets because Skeen has the flash. And then Caps, so much damage. 6 stacks now on that Dark Seal that he picked up earlier. Caps kind of shown leader what's what in the LEC.
Definitely had some help from his teammates to do it, but sometimes that's what you need, just a little bit of a springboard to bounce off. Caps now 1.2k ahead. They go back and complete that first side, and BrokenBlade and Wunder like, okay guys, you keep fighting on the other sides of the map, we'll just be up here. 4 CS difference, well, 1 CS difference between us, that's fine.
Wait.
0 CS difference between us. We'll just keep bashing our heads into each other, seeing perhaps if later on we can influence the play, because bot side and mid definitely going in G2's favor. There's a shock blast onto leader, takes away almost half of his HP.
And now they're just going to continue to put that pressure bot because there is a wave that's stacking on that bottom side, but being able to deny the turret taking ability, huge and flash needed by desperately leader there.
Well, at that point, Balefire grasp enough from Caps to just force leader away. Because of this, the Dre.
Oh no! He was already dead! You don't need to keep kicking him!
True Shot Barrage out of this world, taking down an Astro Dragon. And G2 take down the Drake as well. They've done it 5 times this game. 2 to neutrals, 3 to leader. And for SK, really, you're looking at how do we get back in, because Scheme's now core, Caps is there again. SkewMond claims it from absolute Narnia. They'll take the blue away. Caps will take it for himself as well.
I think we're finding out in this game who has the later bedtimes. That's what I think we're discovering. And the problem is, a lot of the old men are on SK.
Yes.
Earlier bedtimes. They can't stay up past that.
It's true, man.
So
it's true.
It has them, yeah, it's a bedtime death.
I wonder is a WoW player though, so he probably never goes to bed. It's a great flash. Cosmic binding from Mickey, trying to revitalize his team as they look for Hansama, but a good dredge line from Labrov will catch onto Yopper and force Mickey and Yopper away. Depth charge onto Mickey, attempt at bait, still the shot blast lands. Mystic shot does not, and Labrov in the end will claim the kill. 8-1 now G2.
Silver lining that kill goes across to Labrov in the end. Mickey tried everything to escape. But Caps, what's happening here?
Decent assist into the falling star, into the sun, into the flash, into the shockwave. No way! He gets out the ball. Break a flash from Schemes. Will find a true shot barrage going wide there. As SkewMond's on the chase, Vi will fall to the Jayce. Didn't see that in an episode of Arcane as Wonder has to flash away towards the top side.
Still though, SkewMond is hovering around this mid. The accelerated shock blast up leader. Don't please don't die to us.
Oh, yay!
Object permanence is a problem
it's tough,
in
man.
this game.
It's tough, okay? Yeah, so Leader has been bullied, as has Schemes. G2 are 5,000 gold ahead at 13 minutes. And now Wonder.
He's going to die to the accelerated shock blast.
300 HP is not enough. He can put that shield up. He might die to the second one. Wonder going in. BrokenBlade low mana here. TP is coming out as Wonder gets another shield. And G2 double TPs, in fact. Now Labrov's like, okay, we can go on Mickey. And the dredge line, hook line, and sinker, it seems. Cosmic Binder coming out, but Hans flashes over afterwards and hits the Mystic shot. Yopper not blocking for his support.
Kind of needed to tank one of those Mystic shots, but you know what? He wanted to keep the KDA looking a little bit nice and trim compared to his teammates in this one.
So, hey guys, you collectively have died 10 times and I've only died once. So who is the real me? Yeah, you know, it's Mickey's fault. Mickey's fault.
Mickey, please come back. Mickey, please come back. Because they're setting up for a dive, and I don't think Yopper's going to have a fun time once Caps gets here.
Yeah, it's a little bit on fire for SK. But importantly, they did beat Fnatic.
That is true. That is true.
So, you know, you take what you can get. You take what you can get. Usually at this point in the game, we start being like, oh, how do SK get back? How do SK get back? That sort of thing. They basically... I
mean, they could probably get attacks here.
True. True, yeah, actually. Yeah. The funny thing is, Caps is 2.3k gold ahead and doesn't have a bounty. Now, if they kill SkewMond, that is an extra 600 gold, which would be really nice. But even then, even at that point, you are turtling for days. Call yourself Master Oogway with how much turtling you need to do to get back in this game. Wonder able to dodge away, not backed by SkewMond, surviving once again. Something Wonder has done well throughout the entirety of his career is surviving pressure.
Yeah. The only person to have not died yet. I don't know how long that's going to last.
Yeah.
But we will see.
Hey, knowing Wonder, you made that a game, man. So how long can I survive in this game without dying? As G2 setting up around the Rift Hold, should be able to take that. Crystalline Overgrowth on the tower towards the top side means that BrokenBlade will get himself a little bit of a birthday gift. An extra couple of 100 gold in his back pockets. Meanwhile, Yopper just trying to farm up towards, down towards this bottom side. And yeah, you're looking for second item on most of your players, first item on your mid laner. If you are SK, Labrov and Hansama sneaking around here. Can't really find anything for now.
So I'm trying to remember what build paths are, because what is Lost Chapter and Giants build out of?
Well,
is he just opting into Ryleys instead? Is he
no, Ryleys is Blasting Wand.
But Ryleys is still
think Lost Chapter Giants belt? Yeah, maybe.
No, I mean just Giants belt.
I get you, yeah. Another kill happened.
Yeah.
Skeens died again. Mickey is going to follow suit. Oh, Skeen got baited! Mickey's so happy, he's smiling ear to ear right now. Great bait, mate. As SkewMond picks up a triple to round it off. Caps survives. Yeah, I'm not sure where Leader's going. I don't know mid lane builds as well as I know support builds. If it were a Kindle gem, Rob, you're all over that bad boy.
Oh, stop. We'll be so ready. But yeah, I don't actually know. I don't think anything builds out a lost chapter in Giants.
Yeah, not do I. Oh, public execution going down onto Caps, who did TP up to this top side, chose the battle. Oh, leaders here. Caps with a stopwatch. BrokenBlade trying to defend. The skies descend, and Caps almost survives. BrokenBlade now turns his attention to the Galaxy Dragon. A Temper Fate will buy a second. TP coming in as well from Yoppo, as G2 might have to run away. It's a 5v2 now. And SK have all but abandoned their bottom side. And we'll be giving up a tier 2 for this with the push.
Yeah, I think we're about to have the fastest game of the split. I'm not gonna.
Hey,
this is.
Hey, it's possible. Like, maybe. We're 17 minutes in. It's a 9,000 gold lead for G2. They have 3 Drakes in 4 minutes. They might have a 4th. With the Sol, yeah, I'm pretty sure Lost Chapter and Giants Belt don't build into anything collectively. You can go Lost Chapter for the mana regen in lane and then go towards the Rylai's. Maybe he was like, guys, I'm dying on repeat. Let me just get some health. But yeah, there's the blasting one. So most likely Rylai's. We'll see if he even gets there. I'm going to be honest. G2 seem to have come out swinging, unwilling to go 0-3 this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, they saw it was BB's birthday and we're like, do you know what? This is, the gloves are off, we're going all out. This one.
Here's your gift, BB. You will not be involved in a single play, but we will win the game.
And the monkey paw curled. BB was like, for my birthday, can we please win?
Yeah. He's playing the most PvE game I've seen in a while. Yoppa trying to get away from this, doesn't have the flash. The Shockwave, not enough damage. Guardian, true shot, Caps. Gets it in the end. BB now coming across. Will it be his first kill or assist? Tempered Fate, it won't. Mickey escapes his clutches. As the tower in the top lane, the new target for G2. In the mid lane, Han Summer dealing handily with Wonder, who was looking for a flank position. And SkewMond stealing away more of the jungle. Almost a flame horizon in the jungle now.
Does Caps kill leader here?
Without Shockwave, I think it's trickier. Does have Zhonya's. Oh,
does leader kill Caps?
We will see.
There's no way.
They defrosted him today. Skeens in with cease and desist. Public execution for the follow-up. Falling Star out as well. Shockwave, stopwatch. Skeens able to escape. And Caps does fall, but it's Wonder that gets the kill. BrokenBlade looking for a little bit more. Can't find any of it. Because as we have previously noted, today he is not allowed to participate in kills, deaths, or assists.
At least there's something back for SK in that one. They managed to get a kill, but it is still a 10k gold lead at 19 minutes.
Yeah, and Caps didn't have a shutdown.
Yeah.
So, SkewMond is pretty fed. Edge of Night, Serilda's Yunu's complete before the enemy mid laner has a single item. And for SK, like, this is collapse, right? This is not, a poor early game has led to absolute disaster.
Yeah.
And at this point, you're like, okay, maybe we can find a way back in the game, but you're writing this one off already, pretty much.
Yeah, you're kind of just hoping for a miracle, like G2 gets sloppy and you can kind of use Wonder and Skeens to continue to get these picks, but outside of that, I just don't really see a world, so kind of just have a bit of fun with it, you know?
Yeah, you might as well. Enjoy yourself. Leader, is it the first item?
Sorry, that sounded very...
Oh, he got double!
And both!
Rylai's Bellfire, let's go. Huge.
Bellfire?
Huge. Bellfire Grasp.
Blackfire Torch.
Blackfire Torch. Do I keep calling it Bellfire Grasp for some reason today? Blackfire Torch, yeah. What is going on with my brain?
Look, it's late.
What's the Grasp item? There used to be a Grasp item. Deathfire Grasp. That's where it's coming from.
Wow.
Yeah, that is old, man.
I was like, that's been gone since like season...
Yeah. Apparently, past 11, my brain just shuts down. So, apologies for that.
I miss Deathfire Grass. Well, not as a professional analyst for League of Legends. No.
Bring it back.
As just someone who likes dumb shit. That's where I want. That's what I like.
Oh, Skeens looking for Labrov. Dredgeline's not going to hit. There's a singularity down. Labrov flashes over the wall. Astral Flight from leader immediately cancelled. He didn't want to go any deeper than that. Drake up in 50 seconds time would be Sol.
Come on, BB, you can get an assist. Get in there.
That poor guy. Oh.
Okay. See? He could have got one. Oh. See? He could have got one.
So close. Yeah, so that's going to be Mountain Sol for G2.
Yeah, I feel like BB is like the brother that has the player 2 controller that's not plugged in right now. Because everyone else gets to play the game from like a screen away, and he's just Cassante.
I'm helping, guys. I'm helping, guys.
Yes,
you are. Yes, you are, BB.
Good job, buddy. Yeah, and we'll get you some cake later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks. So kind of you. But by the time they get home, it'll be tomorrow. And it's no longer his birthday, so he doesn't get the cake.
Don't tell him that.
Sorry, man. Ooh, Wonder tanks a tower shot. Tanks another one. And a third. And a fourth. BB. Oh, he's looking. Oh, he missed. Oh, he gets the path maker. Public execution.
Okay, Wonder, you have to escape.
Wonder, you gotta get out. He flashes. Blast, go. Get out, Wonder.
Yes.
Come on. No,
wait.
TP. No. BB's on the board. And they got Sol, by the way.
No, that's less important.
I was like 3 of their team are chasing Wonder, and then just SkewMond by himself into. Oh my goodness gracious me! Yeah, that's. I'm pretty sure. Oh, we're past the watershed. Actually, we can broadcast that. It's fine.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, exactly. That's still legal. G2 have SK's kills squared, and
this is squared away nicely.
it is squared away nicely, Rob. Good one.
Thank you.
Good one. Baron is up. G2 could just rush it. Let's have another look at this. So, BB hits the path
hang
maker.
on. This is the only time I'm going to get to use this. I think if you just go here, you're good.
Yeah,
I think you're
agree.
fine. There is no reason to do this. This was Wonder's birthday present to BB.
If he had got the TP off, Giga Chat. Truly top tier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he didn't.
He did. It's very true, man. Like, I don't know what you want me to say. It's an 11,000 gold lead, 23 minutes in. It could still be the quickest game. I think I was at 25-40-ish, if I remember from earlier today.
Yeah, we can get production.
Yeah, someone would. I mean, they're like, I would not blame them for being a little bit asleep right now, Rob. Would not blame
Whatever
them.
do you mean?
G2 going to start up the Baron, and SK don't really have a way to approach this.
I do feel like I kind of cursed this, because I've been saying all day this was the game that I was looking forward to the most.
You told me this was a banger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was just like putting your hands at the door and then banging the door. You know?
Cracked knuckles all over the shop. As G2 secure the Baron, and are playing impressively with their lead. Like, we joke and we mean because they've been so far ahead for so long as Labrov finds another, but he's been finding a ton of them. True shot barrage coming out from Hansama just to make sure they get the kill. G2 have played really well with this lead, but it has been so done for so long that all you can do is chuckle a smidge. Chuckle a tad.
Yeah, it was on the 4th leader reset, I realized this game was over.
Pretty donezo.
So I think it was about 2.5 minutes into the game, you know, because we're at the faster speeds.
Yes. G2 pushing in for the Nexus. BrokenBlade pushing in the top lane. I think it's just G2 looking for the wave clear more than anything. I expect them to actually move up towards top side as soon as BB. You think they just end the game here? They're all caught in the singularity. They don't have minions. Tempered Bait coming out. Cosmic Binding just a smidge too early there from Mickey. As now G2 push in, Mickey flashing away, cease and desist going in, there's the falling star schemes. The first of all though as G2 disengage pretty well, and Hansama gets the double. He's looking for a little bit more as Mickey tries to run for the hills. Cosmic Bind is going to land, missing shot going wide. BB doesn't die on his birthday. And now G2 will continue to push in. SK, no real way for them to defend at all. The Nexus towers fall, the flash in from Labrov for another. Mickey sent to the dirt for the 5th time this game. And they'll chase onto the fountain, because why ever not? A double for Hans to round it out, an unofficial quadra. The Nexus goes down in 25-30 with a 17,000 gold lead.
You know what? I don't have any official capacity to say this, but this is definitely going to be the biggest top we have all year. That was absurd.